Hello and welcome back to our channel. In the last video, I shared with you few case study type questions that might come in your PL 300 Power BI certification exam in 2024. I hope you have watched that video and practiced all the questions that were discussed. In this video, I am going to share with you some more questions which are visualization based in PL 300 exam. We need to be very careful to understand these questions and also focus on the visuals that are being displayed to get the correct answer. I have tried to collect these questions and their explanations from various different resources online. So I hope you can practice these questions and if you are already prepared to write your exam soon, these questions will definitely help you in revising these concepts. This year, we are planning to reach 5,000 plus subscribers and we are also planning to do few giveaways for our lovely subscribers. So please, if you do like our videos, always hit the like button and subscribe to us so you don't miss the information on our giveaways. If you know your friends, families or colleagues who are also interested in getting certified in Power BI, CAPM or PMP or are planning to move to Canada, please share our videos with them too. It might help them a lot as we are always trying to upload new videos weekly. Do let us know if you have any doubts or suggestions for our channel. You can post them in the comment section below. We are always open to new ideas and suggestions for our videos from our viewers. So without a further delay, let's get started.
So you have created a measure for the percentage of sales subcategory to sales, and now you want to apply conditional formatting as per the below diagram. How would you complete the conditional formatting table? Rules are: if the value is less than 10%, then the cell color should be blue here, and if the value is greater than 10%, then the cell color should be green, like here, right? The Power BI module has format by field where you have to fill in the value. Apply to has values only. Based on the field has sales per percentage category. Rules are: if the value is greater than or equal to 1 dash dash and is less than dash dash, then blue. If the value is greater than or equal to dash dash and is less than dash dash, then green. Now you need to identify what would you fill in for format by, what will you fill in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blanks, right? To get the similar result as you can see in this table. Options are format is equal to color scale. Rules: row 1 you have 0 number, 10 number. Rules for row 2 you have 10 number and 100 number. Option 2 is field value. Rules for row 1 you have 0 percentage, 10 percentage, and for row 2 you have 10 percentage, 100 percentage. Option number 3, format, you will add in rules, and for rules, row 1 you will have 0 a number, zero point 0.1 a number, row 2 you will have 0.1 a number and 1 a number. And option number 4, format color scale. Rules for row 1 you will have 0 in percentage, 10 in percentage, row 2 you will have 10 in percentage, 100 in percentage. So let me take you back to the diagram and show you the table again, and as well as the fields in Power BI that you need to configure. So what do you think the right option for this question would be? So if you have selected option number 3, then you are correct. So the explanation that they have given is: when you have a set of specific requirements for your conditional formatting, select the rules format drop down. Next we want the first row to be greater than the number 0 and less than number 0.1, since 0.1 is a number equivalent to 10 percentage. On the second line we want the green color, or when we have a greater than number of 0.1 but less than 1. So you need to note that we didn't use percentage, we didn't select percentage, we selected number for the options, like number for these options for in the rules section. So that is because if you use percentage instead of numbers for fields containing percentages, you may get unexpected results. The percentage in conditional formatting gives the percentage of the given range. For example, our range for the accessories category is 1.1 to 38.1%. So that's why we don't use percent, we would use number. Let's move on to question number 2. You have the sales by year on the left, and on the right you have sales by category. You need to configure the visual interaction between sales by year and sales by category. Select yes if the statement is true, and select no if the statement is false. So the statements that they have given here is, the first statement is, if you do not want the sales by year chart to filter the sales by category chart, set the interaction behavior to none. Statement number two is, if you want the sales by year chart to highlight the sales by category chart, select the sales by category chart and edit the interaction on the sales by year chart. Statement number three is, to focus on the proportions of sales by category for a selected year, you should set the interaction behavior to filter. And now you need to identify which of the statement is true, which of the statement is false, and then select yes and no based on whatever you decide, right? So the right answer for this is statement number one is true, but the statement number two and three are false. So the explanation that we have here is, when you set the interaction to none, the visual is not affected by the charts. If you want the sales by year chart to highlight the sales by category chart, select the sales by year chart and edit the interaction on sales by category chart, right? To show proportions of sales by category, when you select a year column, you need to use the highlight interaction, and the highlight will dim the non-relevant data so you can view the proportions as per the diagram. If you use filter interaction, all non-relevant data is removed. So that's why the options statement number 2 and 3 are false, but statement 1 is true. Now let's move on to question number 3. In Power BI query editor mode, you can view the below details across multiple columns. What data profile tool shows the images in the blue box? So as you can see in this table, you have product key, product, standard cost, and color as columns. And in the diagram, you can see 397 distinct, 397 unique values, 295 distinct, 218 unique values, etc., etc. So you need to identify which of the options will give you this kind of graphics on the table. In Power BI, you have column distribution, you have column quality, you have column histogram, and you have column profile. So what do you think the right answer for this question would be? Obviously, it's column distribution. So the column distribution shows a histogram of values and display the number of distinct and unique items in a column. So that's why always remember that column distribution is the one that you need to choose if you get a question like this, where you are identifying unique and distinct values within a column, right, in the format of a graph. Now let's move on to question number 4. You have a time series chart for your quarterly sales, and you need to display a line to show the direction of the data which has moved over your selected period. How would you add this black dotted line? So as you can see in the graphics, you have this black dotted line. So how can you get this black dotted line in this visual in Power BI? Options are add an average line in the analytics pane. Option 2 is add a trend line in the analytics pane. Option 3, add a forecast line in the analytics pane. Option number 4 is add a play axis to the visual. So what do you think the right answer is? Obviously, if you have studied the Power BI visuals a little carefully, you can easily guess the answer for this question. It is a trend line which is there, which is available on this graphic. So that's why option number 2 is correct. So Power BI provides option to draw a trend line for visualizations using a scatter plot chart and line charts. To add a trend line, go to the analytics pane and add a trend line. So that's why option number 2 is the right option. Now let's move on to question number 5. You have a data set for a market basket analysis as per the below exhibit. Now each row represents a transaction and each column contains an item purchased. For instance, in transaction ID 8, there are 3 products. Product 1 is peanut butter, product 2 is frozen pizza, product 3 is ice cream, right? As you can see here in the table, product 1, product 2, product 3. Right, product 4, product 5 is also there, but let's just focus on product 1, 2 and 3. Now you need to transform your data into an exhibit number 2, which we'll see in the next page. The first column is transaction ID, second is attribute, third column is value. Now how would you transform the data into these 3 columns? Let's see the exhibit number 2, which is on the next slide. So this is the exhibit number 2. It has transaction ID, it has attributes column, and it has the value column. So how will you get this exhibit number 2 from this exhibit number 1? What transformation that you need to do? in Power BI to get that exhibit number 2 from this table. Options are select all columns, pivot columns. Option number 2 is select transaction ID, then select pivot columns. Option number 3 is select all columns, then select unpivot columns. Option number 4 is select transaction ID, select unpivot other columns. So what do you think the right option is for this question? I'll show you the exhibit number 1 again, just for your reference. And when you have to transform this, it should be converted into exhibit number 2. Now how can you do that? Well, option number 4 is the correct answer. You need to select transaction ID and then unpivot the other columns. To analyze the data, you need as minimum a column for transaction ID and a value column for the item purchased. To do this, select the transaction ID column and then go to transform ribbon and select unpivot other columns. And that's how you can get the exhibit number 2 that you can see here. Now let's move on to question number 6. You have sales data for a bike company and you calculate a measure of the sales percentage within each category. You need to format the visualization to match the one shown in the exhibit. And how should you configure the visual? Again, in this table you have category where you have accessories, in which helmet, tires, bike racks, hydration packs, bottle and cages. You have sales total, and you have sales percentage category, which 100, 38.1, 19.4, 18.6, etc, etc, right? And this way the table is laid out. Now the options are: in conditional formatting, select sales percentage category and turn on background color. Option number 2 is in conditional formatting, select sales total and turn on data bars. In conditional formatting, select sales percentage category and turn on data bars. Option number 4 is in conditional formatting, sales total and turn on background color. So how can you get this kind of graphic, which is coming here in sales percentage category column? Well, the correct answer is option number 3. In conditional formatting, select sales percentage category and turn on data bars. So data bars is what will give you this kind of visual, but you need to select sales percentage category, which is obvious because this graphic is appearing in this column, right? So explanation is also similar, like select the sales percentage category from drop down and then turn on data bars, and that's how you will get this kind of visual in Power BI. Now let's move on to question number 7. When you hover over a data point in the visual, you need to also show the values of goods sold and total sales. What are the two possible ways to achieve this goal? Each correct answer presents a complete solution. So this is the graphic that you can see. It has units sold as well as the units that are Piaggio, VTT, Velo, Armania, Montana, Carretera, and the segments are also given like channel partner, enterprise, government, mid-market, small business, etc. So options that are enable total labels on the visual. Option number 2 is add total sales to drill through on the visuals. Option number 3 is enable data labels on the visual. Option number 4 is add total sales to tooltips on the visual. Option number 5 is create a report tooltip page and a card visual for total sales. Now how can you get the what are the options that you need to select to get the right answer, right? How can you do that? uh, do you have an idea? I will show you the graphics again. Well, the right answer here is option number 2, option number 4 and option number 5, sorry. Add total sales to tooltips on the visual, and option number 5, which is create a report tooltip page and a card visual for total sales. So the explanation that they have given is you can add total sales to tooltips for the visual. The default tooltip for a visual display is data points, value and category. In the exhibit, this will be product, segment and unit sold. You can add custom further data points as the tooltips to the visual. After you add total sales to tooltips, hovering over the visual will show you product, segment, unit sold and total sales. You can also create a report tool page containing a visualization for total sales that replaces the default tooltip. After creating a report tooltip page containing total sales, hovering over the stacked column chart displays the report tooltip and total sales value. So if you want to learn more, you can go to Microsoft Learn website and select search for tooltip. That will give you a broader understanding of what a tooltip is and how it can be enabled on Power BI on any specific visuals that you want to use the tooltip for. Now let's move on to question number 8, which is the final question for this video. You have a report page named sales, which shows total sales for each city for the selected year, as shown in the below exhibit. So you have year where you have 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024. 2023 is selected, and then when you select 2023, you can see on the other table you have the cities Toronto, Vancouver, and Calgary, the category of sale of items, and how much sales is there. Right now, you need to configure an interaction for this visual. When clicking drill through, it should redirect users to a details page that depicts sales for each selected city by product category, and will preserve all the filters from the sales page. Now, which are the four actions that you need to perform? The action options that we have is on the sales page under drill through option, set keep all filters to on. Second is on the sales page under the drill through option, add city column as drill through field. Third is create a new page named detail. Fourth is on the detail page under drill through option, keep all filters to on. Option number 5 is create a table visual named visual B to show total sales by city and product category. Option number 5 is on the details page under the drill through option, add city column as drill through field. Right, so obviously you need to use drill through option, but how will you do that? So you have to select the right options from the options that are given here. Well, the right answer is you select create a new page named detail. On the details page under add the drill through option, set keep all filters to on, create a table visual named visual B to show total sales by city and product category, and also on the details page under drill through option, add city column as drill through field. The explanation that they've given is to create a drill through interaction on the visual, you first need to create a details page and then place a table visual on this page to show total sales by city and product category. Next, on the details page under drill through option, add city column as a drill through field. Finally, we need to keep all filters to on the details page so that it can preserve all the filters from the sales page. And that's how you create that drill through option. If you want to learn more about drill through interaction on visuals in Power BI, you need to go to Microsoft Learn website, search for drill through interactions, and it will give you a complete understanding and description of how the drill through option works and what needs to be done to get that output from Power BI reports. Well, this is the end of our presentation and end of our questions for today. Thanks for watching.